To hell with it. Let's go ahead and get it fired up here. A few technical difficulties that hadn't done this in a while. We're back. We're here. We are here. We are here. We're going to talk about this performance today. You know it's bad if it's got me on a Saturday evening. On a Saturday, setting up a live stream. You know it's bad. You know it is dire straits when that is happening. Big up to everybody pulling in. Big up to everybody popping in. Yep, I got it. We got the sound check. We got it going here, man. I had a few things here. I was trying to set up some stuff on another screen, and I popped up on the screen. I was like, oh shit, but we are here. We are here, everybody. We are here. Big up everybody that's still up across the pond. Everybody else that's waking up. Those who are in the building. Dale boy, what's up, my brother? Hadn't seen you in a while, man. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you are doing well. Big up to everybody. Topside, big up to you as well, brother. And shout out to everyone that is trickling in as you're coming in. Make sure you hit that like button, sharing, and subscribing. I'm going to give me a second. Let me set my phone up so I can make sure everything's looking good on that end. And we're going to talk about this game today because there's a lot, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot to unpack. And I don't know if you're like me, but it feels like deja vu all over again, which is why I entitled this show tonight, Anita Baker Settings. Anybody that knows Anita Baker, it's one of my favorite artists. And, she says 365 days of the year, it's the same old love. Well, in Arsenal's case, it's the same old song. It's the same old song. We are here, back where we were last year. And for me, I just, the question has to start asking, people have to start asking themselves, how much more of this can you take mentally? I hadn't really went off like I normally do because I kind of prepared myself. And anybody who's been following this channel has been following me throughout the year. I've quoted a term. This is Isle of Patmos settings. This is revelation stuff we're seeing here, where only this manager can find new, innovative ways to make a fool of himself. We're going to look at some of these innovative ways today, too. We're going to go in depth here. And this is why I keep saying over and over and over, we wasted an opportunity 2 weeks ago. We wasted a certified opportunity to win a trophy. I was one of the first people when the season started. I said, hey, we need to be going there for the Carabao Cup. People thought I was crazy. I was getting laughed off panels. Is that our aspirations, a Carabao Cup? And now, FA Cup gone, Carabao Cup gone, soon the Champions League will be gone. Because anybody that watched football today saw what Barcelona and Bayern Munich did today. So you already know what's coming there. Athletic, they're on form. Everybody pretty much is on form. Liverpool, you can never count Liverpool out at home on a Champions League night. But you know what happens if we play them? We can't even get a shot on target. Can't even get anything going. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Months ago, where are we at here? I got to go into my trick bag. Y'all just bear with me here. If I can find it. Go into my trick bag. I was in the wrong folder there. I got all these folders open because I got some goodies for y'all today. I've got some goodies. But months ago, I came on this channel. I did a lengthy show. And I tried to get people set up. I tried to get people prepared. I told you all. I said that the wheels were coming off again. Months ago. Hadn't watched your stream, go back and watch it after this one. Told people the same thing I've seen throughout the year. I was seeing it then. And what are we seeing now? What are we seeing? We're seeing a continuation of the exact same thing that we've seen throughout the season. Bad play, set piece, ole, corners, set pieces, penalties. You're not going to win anything scraping by like this. You're not going to win anything scraping by like this. You're in the final stretch of the season. I'm seeing people today. I've listened to a couple of fan camps today. People are calling out for the players to change up the way we play, change up. No, we are what you see. What you are seeing is what this team is. You're not going to be able to fix this now. That's the crazy part about it. Because see, when we sat in November, actually didn't go back. October, November, and December, you had Shane calling for rotation. Freshen it up. Let's try something new. Let's get innovative. And people said, hey man, what are you complaining about? What are y'all complaining about? What are y'all complaining about? What's the problem? Only you all will complain, and we're this far ahead in the league. Only what's the problem? Bottom gooners, all that stuff. And now you're seeing the results. The results of running these players into the ground. You're seeing the result of players who are mentally fatigued. They don't have a plan B to go to. They can't look over at the manager and see what he's talking about because he's not providing anything. You're resting the hopes of a team on a 16-year-old shoulder after spending $1 billion. I mean, people, there are some serious issues at this football club. Some serious issues at this football club. Shout out to everybody that's rolling in, man. I'm trying to go through this chat much as I can. For me, it is absolutely paramount that this manager is removed at the end of the season. I don't care if we win the title. Because, see, this kind of behavior doesn't change overnight. This is the third year running that this manager has put us in this situation. 3 in a row. And there's no excuse. There's no excuse. This is habitual. Habitual means you do it without even thinking about it. This is correct. The cup should have been the appetizer. The main course was the league. Shout out to Waffle Don. I see you there, brother. I see you. I'm going to bring you up in just a second, brother. Hold tight. I'm going to bring you up in just a second. I got something I'm going to mention right now. And he's going to back me up on this when I say this. Watch this now. Y'all just hold tight. Watch this. Shout out to the brother Waffle Don. If you've not subscribed, go subscribe to him. He will tell you. I have said all season, we need double-digit leads. Shout out to the brother D. He'll tell you too. We've been saying double-digit lead. No single-digit lead is safe with this manager at the helm. You need 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I say for me to feel comfortable, we need 18. There's no way you can feel comfortable with a single-digit lead with this manager managing this team. No way. No absolute way. This manager is a master of disaster. He has mastered the art of disaster. It is absolutely scandalous that we have sat there today, watched this team play the type of football that we've seen 3 domestic games in a row. In a row. This team is on Skid Row. This team is in bad shape, people. Ladies and gentlemen, this team is in bad shape. And we have sat here. Shane is up every morning. Every morning. God bless his soul. The man is getting up every morning, dropping these scriptures and these bombs on y'all. Every day he's talking this. Every day. He's showing you the ins and the outs. And then we see it play out. You got wall-to-wall coverage of how we tell you this stuff is going to happen. From Monday all the way down to the game day. And after the game day, we're still telling you all how the next week's going to go. And then the next week happens the way it shows up. Now, I've watched us play Southampton, Mansfield Town, Sporting. You can go back to Everton if you want to throw that in there. And we've all played the same way when we played all of these teams. Now, I'm supposed to believe all of a sudden it's going to turn around next week against Man City. I'm supposed to believe that. You know what's coming. I only have to tell you all. You know what's coming. And for anybody that's thinking that West Ham is going to roll over and Newcastle are going to roll over, oh, yeah, man, we'll be able to get something up. No. Newcastle will be the final screw. It will be the turn. It will turn the knife on you. And we've seen this before. This is why I used to tell you all throughout the beginning of the summer, beginning of the season, rather. I told you all historically, Arsenal do this kind of failure. You remember when we played Newcastle, we went from 4th to 5th in a matter of 3 days. This is how this man operates. We should have put this towel away a long time ago. And you wouldn't have this pressure because we know if you already know you don't operate under pressure, why are you putting yourself under pressure? That's the crazy part about it, ladies and gentlemen. Is that this manager operates under pressure knowing that that's not his strong suit. He knows he's not good at dealing with pressure. He knows that the players have a problem dealing with pressure. And I said it earlier with Lee. He comes out today speaking this mumbo jumbo after the game. The first thing he should have said, it's all on me. A true manager take that pressure off the players. But what does he do? He comes out with his nursery rhymes and his soliloquies, and he's having a good old jolly up with the boys. This man's not serious. Man's not serious about success. Not serious about success. Speaking of the devil, there he is. Shane, what's going on, brother? Told people after the League Cup final, total capitulation. Yeah. See, this is what they don't understand, Shane. People don't understand. You have to create a behavior that becomes a pattern, especially this time of the season. You want to be people. We talk about the way we play. People, oh, I don't care how we get over the line. I do. Because if you're playing strong, you're putting teams away, you're consistent. Remember at the beginning of the season, I said consistent. I said consistency will tell you who will win the title this year. Consistency. Who is the most consistent team right now? It's not Arsenal. I'm going to show you something in a few minutes that's going to knock your socks off. We are not consistent. We're consistent in making fools of ourselves, but when it comes to direct winning in critical situations, we are not consistent. When it's time to be counted upon, we are not consistent. And it shows up in the worst opportunities. The worst opportunity time, like today. It's a habit. We have a habit. It's a culture. This comes from the manager. The manager, we're going to go into this in a little bit. The manager sets the tone. He sets the tone, whether people want to believe it or not. The manager sets the tone. That Carabao Cup, Shane is 100%. The Carabao Cup was the tone setter. FA Cup, another chance. In less than 2 weeks, you're out of all domestic competition, except the Premier League, and you're hanging on by threads. 10%. I've been saying it all day. 10 to 15% chance we got. And when you made a complete mess of it today, that performance today, y'all, I'll tell you, that was one of the most toothless performances I've seen from this team. I mean, Bournemouth took us from one side of the pitch all the way over to the other one. We were never in that game. We were never in that game. And I have been thinking about that game the entire time. The entire time that I've been off with Lee and them, since I've been going working and stuff. I've been sitting there thinking to myself, how can players that are paid the type of money that they played showed up today? How could the manager show up today with that kind of game plan at home? At home. At home. And see, this is the exact place where we found ourselves back in 3 years ago. We had a chance to put City away. We didn't do it. What happened? They end up coming back down the line. They did it last year. Had a chance to put them away at one point. They couldn't put them away. This year, can't put them away. Because I want people to understand. Because people are thinking, well, if City don't get a result tomorrow, then it really doesn't matter. Yes, it does. It does matter. Because we're in a pressure cooker from every game is pressure. And if you've noticed, anybody that's taking notes as of late, every game that requires pressure, we fold. Every single game. Every single game. Let me see if I got one of my graphics here. Y'all bear with me. Let me see if I can find one of these graphics. I don't think I've got it hit. Let me see. I don't think it's on here. Arteta's No, I don't have it here. I don't have. Hold on. Let me see. I think I might. Let me see if I find it here. Y'all bear with me here. Let me see if I. Nah, don't have it here. But I saw it earlier today. I should have saved it. I saw it. Arteta's worst month coaching statistically is April and May. Worst month statistically, proven yearly that April and May are his worst 2 months. You better hold on to your butt. You better hold on to your butt because you know what's coming. You know what's coming here. You know what's coming. We're in hot water. Brother, I'm glad you didn't wake up and watch that. I was pissed off. I was thoroughly pissed. I had to get up this morning and watch that. That was a circus of shit that we watched today. A circus of shit. Absolute embarrassing. Absolute embarrassing, ladies and gentlemen, what we saw today. Absolute embarrassing. What you're seeing what I like to call a setup. You see the setup coming. You see what's coming around the corner. This is why I say there's a 15% chance we might win, but prepare yourselves if we don't. You need to start today. The fan base needs to start today. So that way, if we do win, you'll say, well, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised. I didn't expect that. Didn't see that coming. I don't want people to be blindsided if we don't win this. Because this manager is notorious for doing that. For not doing it. I heard somebody coin the phrase today, South Arteta Gate today. That's what he is. A nearly man. Nearly. Not good enough. Not good enough. He pulled that triple sub at after halftime, shortly after halftime, like he was doing something. He was strutting around like a peacock. Look at what I did. I put 3 players on. To do what? So they can get prepared and Bournemouth take us to the cleaners. I've said it all year. I'll say it again. I'll say it right now for folks who have not heard me say it. Teams that play with the ball on the floor, they will make us pay. They will make us pay. When we played Bournemouth, I told you all, when we played them that game, I said, hey, this Evan Nielsen and these guys, they're giving us some serious fits. Every time Bournemouth plays us at home, it's hell on wheels. They beat us at home last year 2-1, for those who don't remember. Say it again. They beat us at home last year 2-1. So you know what's coming. You know what's coming. You know what's coming. Nomsky knows what's coming. Isle of Patmos. I've been telling folks all year. This football team plays remedial football. Remedial football. People, hold on. I tell you what, we got clips today. You just hold tight. You hold tight here. Y'all bear with me here. Let me get this set up. Let me get this set up right here. What is this right here? What is this right here? What is this right here? Let me pause this. Look at this. Look at Zumendi. Look at this. Remedial football. These are paid players here we're watching. Paid players. Paid football players. Look at this. Grown men. These are grown men right here. In a title run. Y'all look at this. You know what this is, ladies and gentlemen? You know I like to play along with y'all. You know what this is. Do y'all know what this is right here? I want y'all to just watch this closely. Watch the body language. Look at this. Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what this is, I'll tell you what this is. I will tell you what this is. This is nothing more than players who are nervous. These players are scared. These players are looking around. These players don't have an outlet. There's no more leadership on the pitch. I know Declan Rice over there wearing the captain's badge. There's no leadership there. He's out of gas. He's done all he could. We've exhausted what was left of Declan Rice 2-3 months ago. Shout out to JB. I see you there, brother. Shout out, brother. This is an absolute disgrace. Grown men. Line breaking passes, they told us, JB. He can't even pass in a straight line. Look at this. Line breaking, they say. That's the only line he broke is the line, the out going out of bounds line. That's what he broke right there. This is absolute remedial football here. Remedial football. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. There's more. There is more. Y'all bear with me here. There is more. This is Arsenal. This is how we operate right here. This is how we roll. All throughout the week, this team like this big. We go all this hoopla and hype. This is what they're doing. If I get done for copyright, I get done for copyright. But this is what they're doing. Let me do it this way. I want y'all to see it, hear it, see it in good form. Hold on, I'm gonna break this down right quick. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me because I hadn't done this in a while. Y'all just bear with me. We're gonna do it this way instead. I'm gonna present it from inside here. Y'all look at this. This is what we're doing in practice here throughout the week. What the hell is this? This is what we're doing in the middle of a title run, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're doing. Remedial football. This is like when you go to those networking events and they give you a sticker. What's your name? Hello, my name is. And you shake hands. Everybody doing these exercises together. You got the guy with the headset on. Everybody stand up, do this, da-da-da. This is what we do at practice. What you do at practice is what you will produce on the pitch. This is what you will produce on the pitch. This is what we're seeing. This is what we're seeing, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Is this not how we play on the pitch? Is this not what we see on the pitch? I'm not going to go after these players. I'm going after upper level management. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to this manager. He's got them out there doing remedial football. Remedial football, ladies and gentlemen. Kindercare football. Kindergarten stuff. Play-Doh. Crayola crayons, glue sticks, all that stuff. This is what we doing at practice. And then you wonder why you get the performance you got this morning, ladies and gentlemen. People are looking around. What happened? Look right here. Look right here. Pins on their head, ball, all this goofy stuff we're seeing. All this buffoonery. Absolute buffoonery that we're watching. Look at this. Wait a minute. Let's go back. Did y'all catch that? Did y'all see it? Who is this right here? Who is this right here, ladies and gentlemen? Who is that right there? Hey, JB, who is this right here in the middle? Who is that, chat? Tell me who that is in the middle. Who is this in the middle? I want somebody to tell me who is this in the middle right now. I'll start over a little bit. I want y'all to watch this. Look at the middle. Monkey in the middle. Look at this. Zuba is doing the exact same thing that he does in the game. Line breaking passes. Unlocking defenses. Making tackles that me and Shane cannot see. That's what they say. That's what they've told us. JB, they said it. Y'all, he's making tackles that you all can't see. Well, hell, I got 4 eyes and I still don't see them. I still don't see the tackles. This team is headed nowhere fast. It's just like you said, JB. This team is like an ambulance on 3 wheels. It is no good. An ambulance on 3 wheels ain't saving nothing. This team ain't doing nothing. All year long, we've been looking at stupidity. All year long, we've been looking at the stupidity that this team is put out under the tutelage of this manager. And you know this is something that Arteta had cooked up. It's got the hallmarks of something that Arteta would think of. Only Arteta would spend the money, the club's money, hard-earned money on a damn electronic board playing music with a TikTok meme. And you got players and money in the middle. This is stuff that you do at U10, U9, U8, U6, even U4, micro football. When you just put the ball like that, and everybody's running around. Oh, yeah, Johnny, get the ball. Yeah. Everybody's just running around, just kicking the ball. Nobody's really. There's no method to the madness. Just in the middle of a title run, ladies and gentlemen. Bring your lunches. Get your breakfast, dinner, shin pads. Get all of it. This stuff, ladies and gentlemen, this is the type of behavior that bleeds over into your league and cup performances. How many times have we seen this? How many times have we observed this behavior from this manager? What is this all about? It gets better. It gets better. Y'all bear with me here. Y'all bear with me. Let me take this off here. Where is it at here? Look at this right here. Look at this right here. If you want an indication of how bad it's getting, if you want an indication of how bad it is getting when we play, look at this right here. Look at this right here. That's the goalkeeper receiving passes. We have passes come back to the goalkeeper. Hey, peeps. All my peeps in the chat. Y'all notice anything? That's covering up the entire hour half of the pitch. Look at this. This is passes to the goalkeeper. Say it with me, ladies and gentlemen. Remedial football. I told you all, I've never seen a manager come out with an attacking formation and play defense. It is diabolical what we're seeing here. But they'll have you believe that we're on cloud nine just because of what we're seeing there. I told you all, man, this league table is fool's gold. This is fool's gold. It's unbelievable here what we've seen here this year under this manager. And I keep saying it's getting worse and worse. It's getting worse. Just look at this. I was talking with brother DJ earlier today. It was either DJ or Norski. Might have been Norski. I think it was Norski I was talking to earlier. And he was talking about the pass that Rhea made. And I had to tell him, I said, Norski, he got that pass because he was backpedaling. Because he was trying to get it back in position. Here come a pass. So he had to hurry up and try to do something. This is how we end up putting ourselves in situations throughout the every time we collapse, it starts with stuff like this right here. It's these micro problems that start to leak into the team. They become massive problems. Today we're starting to see it now with the goalkeeper. But now the goalkeeper is constantly put under pressure because of the way this manager wants to play. Instead of playing the game on the front foot, we sit on the back foot. And I know people keep saying, well, we need to be going to the front. We need to be trying to do this. Yeah, we've discussed that earlier this year. Remember the episode we did there about a system? It's a system issue. That you can't do that now because it's too late. He's left it too late. So what he's going to try to do is try to wing it like we've been playing it for the rest of the season. And that's what's going to ultimately cost us this season. It has cost us this season. Because he's doing this kind of stuff. Any other team in world football would have sacked this manager back in February. Because Shane brought this up in December. He said, we're actually still on the same points, and we went through a whole month. And we're still in the same place. That was the warning sign right there. And now you fast forward, and Shane, we're still in the same place. January, we're still in the same place we was at back in January. In the same place. We have really not gained any massive ground on Man City at all. Because if we had, we'd be 12, 15, 18 points clear. And every time we have a chance to do it, we end up making a fool of ourselves. And that's why I say get ready for next weekend. We hadn't beat them at the Etihad in God knows how long. So you know what's coming. Then you get ready for Newcastle. You know what's coming there. But there are people starting to notice something, ladies and gentlemen. There are people out there. You've seen it today. If you watched the game, the last few games, rather. If you've seen it. You've seen it here. You've seen it way back. It didn't just start the last few games now. But you've seen the faces. You've seen the faces. This was Manchester United. They know. They know. Yeah, they know. You've seen the faces, ladies and gentlemen. You have seen the faces. Let's put him in here. Where is he at? Let's get him up here. Let's get this one. You've seen this brother here. You remember this one? Oh yeah, this is what I tell y'all. Don't fall for that. Oh man, everybody's on the same board and everybody's believing it. No. That brother right there, he knows what time it is. Yep. He knows what time it is. I told you we got clips today, y'all. We got clips. Let's bring it up here again. We have clips. Here we go. Where is it at here? Right here.
Signal for a fairly widespread exodus now.
Look at that.
I feel as though that's it. Job done for Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And what a job. And Teta is reduced to tapping his...
Right there, you see that? You see that? Y'all see that right there? That's that brother that believed. He thought we had it in the bag this year. This brother thought we had it in the bag this year. And the reality is set in. This brother saying, I'm seeing the same old shit that I've seen year in and year out. I feel sorry for this brother. He paid his hard-earned money to sit there and watch that performance. Had to watch that today. He's praying for this manager to get the sack is what he's praying for. That's what he's praying for. Sack this manager. Sack him. Look at the fans. Look at him.
Fairly widespread exodus now.
They're out of here. They're out of here. Look at this. Heading out of here. And they didn't mark the beers down, so that's not what it's for. They didn't mark the beers down. They didn't half off sandwiches. No. Look at it. Look at this. And let me ask y'all too. Let's talk about this too. How is it that during the game we play at 1 mile per hour, and then at the end of the game it's 200 miles per hour? How do we consistently week in week out we do that? The game starts. Everybody's walking. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's lollygagging. Everybody's having a field day. Then when we go down to go, everybody's trying to crash course. Let's hurry up. We got to go. We got to go quick. Arteta talking about this. He's doing this. He's doing this. Time. Why don't you start the game like that, Arteta? Why don't you start the game? Why didn't you start the cup like that, Arteta? Because we don't have time. We don't have time to figure it out. Now all of a sudden at the end of the game, he's talking about, hey, come on, guys. Come on, guys. With no time on the clock. That happens when you're used to just skating by because you think that you can keep doing it over and over. It becomes a habit. It becomes a habit. You start getting C's and D's in school. This is why your parents get on to you. You get C's and D's. They become habitual. You'll always start getting C's and D's. And then eventually those C's and D's will turn to F's. And now you're sitting back in 8th grade at 30 years old. This is what has happened to this team this year. We were getting C's and D's. Now we're starting to get F's. 3 and 4. 3 out of the last three losses out of 4. Watch this. This is what I wanted to show y'all earlier. Watch this. Let me pull it up. And watch y'all. Some of y'all heads are going to explode when I show y'all this. Some of y'all heads are going to explode when I show y'all this. Because a lot of people are going to get a rude awakening. Rude awakening here. Let's look at this screen. Bring it up here. Let's look at this screen. This is the form table. Last 4 matches. Watch this now. Last 4. See, this is what top gooners will have you look at. They'll say, oh, well, what are you complaining about? We're at the top of the table. Da-da-da-da. This is the last 4 matches, right? If you're ready for me to move to the next one, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you're ready for me to move to these next one, because I got something here for the knock your head off. Shout out to Line Tech. Shout out to the brother Line Tech for the raid. What's up, Tone? Hope you're doing well, brother. Good to see you, man. Y'all ready? Here we go. Last 6. Oh, where's Arsenal at? Where's Arsenal at in the last 6? Where are we at? Look who's at the top. OMG. Look at this right here. See, this is why you have to pull back the layers. You have to pull back the layers. You have to pull back the layers. You can't look at it at surface level when you're dealing with this team. You know, when you go to the doctor and you tell him, I think I got something wrong. They say we need to run a test. Why they want to run a test? To actually see what the underlying issue is. You got to run tests when you deal with this team. Last 8. Where we at? Still not in first. Last 10. Where we at? Last 12. Norski. I know you in the chat. Norski. This is what I be telling you when I talk about how it looks one way, because if you go last 4, oh yeah, man, it's looking great. We're there. But when you start going back further and further and further, we ain't done a damn thing. And it backs up what Shane was saying earlier. We're in the same situation we was in January and in December right now. Same situation. We ain't gained no ground. We ain't done nothing. We ain't done nothing. Not a damn thing. Nothing. 0. Nothing. In that performance, this performance has bled right over into the league. And it bled over to that Carabao Cup, and it bled over that we played Southampton last Sunday. We're in bad form. We're in major bad form. And people had a little bit of hope because we skated by Sporting Lisbon. I know better. I know better. You look at this right here in the league, and I told you all, I said, there's going to be a team this season, in the second half of this season, that's going to come flat out of nowhere. And you're going to look up, and they'll be in the table, and you'll wonder, how the hell did they get to where they got to? And Manchester United are sitting right up there causing havoc. And if they would have won about 4 games, we'd have a whole different discussion. This is why when you hear people like me, you hear Shane, you hear JB, you hear Jed, you hear Lee, you hear Kenny, you hear all of us saying views, line text. You're hearing Waffle Dawn, you're hearing people say, even if the Matt Curtis, if the manager wins, we still need to look for better. Because next year, the field is going to be exponentially better than it was this year. And you're going to have real problems. We are so lucky that other teams have not been able to have their foot on the pedal like they normally do. But when Liverpool gets it together next year, when Newcastle gets it together next year, when Chelsea, when Liverpool get it together, United's going to strengthen. You know, you see all these teams, Aston Villa. You know, Leeds, if Leeds mess around here, win this FA Cup and get some money next year, and they've got a pretty decent young squad, there are some serious teams here that are going to pose some massive problems. But our fan base wants to do the ostrich. They want to put their head in the sand. Oh, we're not going to entertain it. I don't want to hear it. Not going to be negative. The truth is the truth, whether you want to hear it or you don't. The bottom line here is we had a golden egg this year, and we broke it. And now we're scraping over the line. We're scraping over the line. And like I said earlier, 10 to 15%. That's the best I can give you. That's the best I can give you. 10 to 15% chance. But based off of what I've showed you all here, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. The manager is wasted. He's done it again. He's done it again. You know, it's like I said, we do this all the time. This is what Arsenal does. They do this right here. I'm gonna show y'all. This is what we do. This is how we operate. We operate like this right here. Y'all watch this. This is Arsenal. Because this is what our fan base will have you believe how we operate. Right there. You see that? That's what we do. A lion. We look like a lion from way out there. Everybody's, oh my God, get away. Oh no. And what is it? Little puppy. Little puppy. I'll show y'all again. That's us right there. That's us right there. That's Arsenal right there. That dog. That's how we look to other teams. This is why you see Bournemouth do what they did. This is why you see Southampton. Our fan base that have you believe, oh, here we come. Mentality monsters. All of this stuff. And then when you get up close, look at that. And that little bop, that's what Bournemouth did to us today, the little bop. Right there. That's us. Certified. That's us, certified, ladies and gentlemen. That's us. Right there. All huff, no puff. Nothing. Zero. Yeah, exactly. Win the dog. That's it. That's it. That's us right there. That's us right there. All huff and no puff. I'm looking around on the internet today. I want to get a look on what people are saying. We want the wounded back. Players are. Do people understand these players are shut out? Ladies and gentlemen, do these players understand that these players are done? Both of these two players are done. Done. See, this discussion goes back to resting players in January. Resting players in February. Resting players in December. October. Explain to me, can somebody tell me in the chat what Timber and Saka was going to do today? See, it's always, we need this. We need that. Shut up right there. Right as I was saying. We need that player. Well, if this player played, you even heard it with Odegaard. Well, you know, if Odegaard, when Odegaard came back, what did Odegaard do when he get back? Absolutely nothing. It's always if we had and we need, but this player. No. These two right here are not saving this manager's philosophy. I'll say it again. These two are not saving the manager's philosophy. The manager's philosophy would trump these two players coming back. You can get Zlatan, Messi, and Ronaldo. It ain't going to do any good with this manager's philosophy. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. It's not happening, ladies and gentlemen. There's no silver bullet coming this year. There's none. There's no silver bullet. You got players taking shots. You know it's dying when you see this. This is when you know we're on the back. We're right there on the cusp. It's only one person missing now, and that's old Patrick Everett, but he's just waiting. You know he's sitting back. But when you get players coming out, look at this. Look at Yannick Bolasie. Raya passing the ball more than Declan Rice or Zubamendi is the strange thing about football today. The player with the least attacking ability, touching and passing the most. He's 100% correct. I said it during the broadcast with Lee. When I grew up as a child playing footy, I was taught never to goof off with the ball at the back under no circumstances. Never to goof off at the back in any circumstances. Get the ball out of the back as soon as possible. I've watched football evolve to where they invite you to pass the ball around the back. It's the most craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. We've become the masters of it. We're the architects. People like throw around the word architect. We are the architects of this foolishness. Absolute foolishness. He says, of course, your pass rates are going to be 95% when you're passing backwards and side to side. The same with wingers who don't lose the ball, aren't trying to take on fullback. Safety first. This is how we play. I'm telling you, people, when people say, oh, we this and we that. No, people look at us. This is how they view us. This is how they view us. All comes from Raya dancing on the ball like he has all game. When your back line is touching the ball more than any offensive player, it's a big problem. Dead stats people get rated for these days. I told you. I think they said Raya, he received 38 passes and he passed 49 times today. I think it was what Lee sent me earlier. 49 times. The goalkeeper, not the center back, the goalkeeper. And people are wondering why we are where we are. It's down to this manager's philosophy. I don't know how many times, how many years I have to keep coming out saying it's the same movie every single solitary year. You're going to see this movie play out time and time and time. As long as this manager's here, you're going to see this play out. One bottle, another after another after another. Every time you look up. Every time. Want to win the Carabao Cup? We'll bottle it. FA Cup, bottle that too. Yeah, but Matt, he did win one. That was a half a decade ago. See, that's how you have to start talking to folks, people. Shane, everybody. Half a decade. Half a decade of failure. Nowhere in the corporate world will somebody put up with this. A decade of failure. This is why I say, even if he wins, you still have that question. 1 billion spent, half a decade, one title. I'm telling you all my American people in the chat can understand this when I say this. I'm from Georgia. The Atlanta Braves won at the time they had won one World Series in 16 years. And folks, and they're like, oh yeah, man, the Braves ain't done shit in 16 years. Then you look at Arsenal. Oh yeah, man, Arteta, man, he got that FA Cup. That was over a decade ago, half a decade ago. We've been playing remedial football since. Absolute remedial football. No other football club across the whole of Europe to the lowest of leagues. And we sit up on Thursdays and Wednesdays and we sit up and watch some of the lowest leagues. We watched it over in Belgium. They went through, I think it was 3 or 4 managers on one team. Till they got it right. In the same season, they said, we'll find that one, we'll find that one, we'll find that one until we get it right. And they got it right. These other teams don't play with folks like this. This manager has been given the keys to a Cadillac with no driver's license. It is absolutely embarrassing. Anybody who, I'm laughing because I'm thinking about it before I say it, but anybody that watched that game, when we watched the game today, I said, the man ain't even got on a damn belt. The manager didn't even put on a belt. So I already know if he ain't even put on a belt, much money as he make, he ain't prepared to win a game. He can't even put on his damn clothes properly. Tell, I'm supposed to believe he put a win a title. He can't even put on his clothes. He was on the team where we got some of the worst ass whoopings we've had as a football club. He was in the team. He was the captain. And then you wonder why Odegaard is the way he is. You wonder why the team plays the way they play coming down the stretch. It just reflects on him. He may, I say it like this. Deep down, I'm sure he wants to win. The problem is he can't do it. There's somebody that they also, this is what my aspirations are, but they themselves can't do it. That's him. So what do? You sack him, you bring in somebody that can do it. He might want to do it, but guess what? He can't do it. See, that's 2 different things. This is what our fan base don't understand. They say, well, you tell them, say, well, hey, man, he can't get us over the line. In their head, they're thinking, well, he really wants to. So, yeah, I'm going to back him. Yeah, but can he get us over the line? That's when the breakdown happens. That's when they go, well, he can't get us over the line. So we have to bring someone else in that can get us over the line. That's not saying he doesn't want to do it. It's just showing you he can't do it. And the longer it takes for people to realize that, the longer we stay in this quagmire. But I'm telling you, you've got this much of a window. We've got this much of a window left. And this is it. The 10 to 15% I keep telling you that's left in this season, that 10 to 15% is playing out in front of us right now. Because I'm telling you, if we don't do it this year, we're in major trouble if we bring him back in the same cast of characters. And as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to some of these players on this team, there is 7 players that need to be moved on. And at the top of that list is 2. I'm talking 2 shooting stars at the top of that list. Kai Havertz and Martin Odegaard, and 3 and Jesus out of here. O-U-T, out. It is time to shake things up right here at this football club. It is time to remove this remedial football. It is time to remove this. This is absolutely crazy. Absolute foolishness here that we've seen time and time again. How many times have I had to show y'all these graphics like this? How many times this year, y'all? Right there. How many times have I sat there with you all on Mondays with the guys? Look at this. It's the same thing I've showed y'all. Players out of position. Nobody knows what's going on. Player untracked. Untracked player. Look at this. 2 players. Look at it. There he is. Matt Wakey over there. Benjamin. There he is. JB. I know you in here. There he is. There's Zubamendi doing what Zubamendi normally does. There's Zubamendi doing Zubamendi things. Simple pass. In on goal, bang. These are the problems that we're having here. Simple passes, basic football. Any team that plays with the ball on the floor and are pretty decent will pose a threat to this team. If you can play with the ball on the floor, you immediately raise your chances of either drawing or winning to about 75 to 85%. Let that sink in. 75 to 85% of the time, if you can play with the ball on the floor, defend your set pieces, you got a shot at beating us. You're in there. You are in there. Because we can't score. I told y'all how Jokeris got 18 goals in this team. They're going to be talking about that on Unsolved Mysteries. Remember that old show, Unsolved Mysteries? They're going to be doing documentaries on how did he get 18 goals in a team that plays remedial football that relies on set pieces and corners. How did he get 18 goals? And in that 18, ladies and gentlemen, that tells you when y'all saw that ball go off, when that ball went up, when he got the ball today, he was offsides. And y'all saw the finish, y'all saw that. That's what I'm telling you all. He should just be receiving the ball like that. I'll accept him receiving the ball and getting offsides in situations where he's almost onside versus us not even trying to do anything. That's what we are. Soccer. You got Egal talking about if soccer come back. What was soccer going to do today? Nothing. What Matt Wakey needs to be sold? He's another one. $50 million we paid for that. Running the ball out of bounds. I heard somebody earlier say, well, it looks like he's injured. And I was like, well, no shit, Sherlock. You saw him with the brace on last week. These players are broken, battered, and bewildered. These players are in bad shape. Y'all hear me? Bad shape. They're hanging on by a thread. They're looking for somebody to lead them, and they look over there and they see the manager. This is what he provides. I'll show it to you again. He's bringing this to the table. You're looking for somebody to help you get to the title, and this is what he's doing for y'all. This is what he's doing. This is what he's providing. This is what he's leading. This is what he's supposed to be leading y'all to the title with. Look at this. We're at the edge of the season, y'all. We're at the end of the season. And this is what you're seeing. You're seeing preseason stuff. You're seeing preseason stuff. I did a video here. I did a video when the season started. Let me see if I can find the thumbnail for y'all. If I still got that thumbnail. Let's see if I got that thumbnail, y'all. Y'all bear with me. I want you just because sometimes I have to have it just so it hit harder. If I got it on here. I tell you what I find. Let me go to my YouTube channel. I know it's on there. Hold on. Y'all bear with me here. Because sometimes you have to show people. You have to show people better than you can tell them. My grandmama used to always say that to me. She said, son, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. That's usually when I knew something bad was coming down the pipe. I knew my ass was in hot water then. And I hear that shit, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. I said, uh-oh. I done really messed up here. I really messed up. Where is that here? Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Right here. Well, I just saw. There we go. I'm going to zoom in here so y'all can see this. I'm going to zoom in. Let's see here. I'm scrolling now. Just bad one. There we go. What was the name of this right here? Let me show you. Let me take this right here. This is what I tell folks. I keep receipts. I keep receipts over here. Here we go. What does that say right there? Arsenal are not prepared, but you better be. This was 8 months ago. 8 months ago. Arsenal are not prepared, but you better be. You better be. Because when you go to that preseason, what did you see in preseason? Same way we were playing when we got to regular season. Started the season. First 6, 7 games. Me, JB, Shane, Kenny, Lee, Jed, all us sitting on panels. Not liking the way we see how we playing. What do you see here? Arsenal math. Everybody was talking about we was champions. Well, oh, yeah, man. We the champs. Yeah, we won it. We won it. Yeah, it's in the bag. Quadruples. Told you. The Arsenal math don't work like that, man. Is the math mathing now? Because that math ain't mathing right now. The math ain't mathing right now. The Walking Dead. Remember that one? That's a legendary one there. What did I tell you about these injuries? What are you seeing now? Hey, Shane, I know you sitting there, Shane. What are they seeing now, Shane, about those injuries? The Walking Dead. I told you all. This was 4 months ago. These players were battered, beaten up. Players were saying that the training was worse than preseason training, than the actual game. What do you see? Players broken down, hanging on for dear life. Timber, busted up. Declan Rice, shattered. The Invisible Man. So, this is all stuff we've everybody who's watched this channel, we've walked this entire season. It's not a service issue, Ken. That's what Ken said. It's not a service issue. I always want to say that. Not a service issue. Oh, 3 months ago. What's that word right there? Does that not tie into today? Does this not tie into today? You can just go through all my videos this year and it walk right through where it brings you right to where we are. Right to where we are. Same old song. 365 days of the year. It's just the same old song. This team is being kneecapped by the manager. The manager is kneecapping these players. He is kneecapping his fan base. As Lee would say, he is nicking the living. He is nicking the living. He is like that dude. Anybody that's worked in upper level management knows what I'm talking about. They have the job interview, and he comes in. They ask him, "Can you do this? Can you come to work on time? Can you give us an example of whenever you had an issue that you had to resolve? What did you do? You know, all of that stuff. You know." And when you deal with that one person, he gives you a whole lot of rubbish. Where he's like, "Oh yeah, man, I can do this, I can do that. I've done this, I've done that. Da 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 da." And then when it's time for him to actually put the work in, he coming to you asking him, can you help him out? Can you help me out? Well, I thought you knew what you was doing. You told me you knew what you was doing. Yeah, but I hadn't seen it this type of way. No, he's bullshitted his way all the way through. And that's what this manager's done. He's bullshitted his way all the way through the last few seasons, and now it's starting to catch up with him. It's starting to catch up with him. And let me tell y'all something, what's coming next. These players are going to turn on this manager within the next 2 weeks. They're going to look at this manager. They're going to say, "Still don't know what he's talking about." Especially people like Jokers. Just think about that. Eze's coming from winning silverware. Jokers is coming from winning silverware. When Tim arrived, he was winning silverware. Look at all these players. Declan, he was winning silverware. And then you look over here now, and everybody's looking around like, "Bro, what's going on here?" Is one constant. This manager. Cappy was coming from damn near undefeated. I think he was undefeated. And what happened? Comes over here, he's looking around. Everybody's looking around. They come from clubs doing everything that they're doing, and this is what they're doing now. This is what they're doing now. This is what they come over here to start doing. This is what they come to. How many of these players are going home after practice, sitting down with their wife or their significant other, and they're doing this never like what I'm doing right now, and they're saying, how the fuck did I sign up for this? How did I sign up for this? How did I leave where I was coming to come home to this? To come do this? Because I knew I would. If I was a professional footballer and I'm leaving teams, I've won titles. I've been in cup competitions. Like, you've been right there on the doorstep. Multiple. Champions League consistently. I've played with great players. I've seen, managers that can coach under pressure. And then you come over here and you join our Teta, and this is what you're doing on a Thursday afternoon. And that's what we do. I'm telling you all, this is the year. I'm telling you, the players, they look at this stuff, and that players look at this stuff, and they look at the manager, they go, nah. Not for me. Not for me. I'm telling you now, that game next week has to be a win, because if we don't win that game next weekend, ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, it is going to be thunder and lightning, seas roaring. You hear me? Water splashing on boats. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be wild. Because we have put ourselves in a bad situation, ladies and gentlemen. A massively bad situation. I told you all, we've been doing this. I showed this at the beginning of the season. I'm going to show it again right now. This is what we look like. This is the kind of football that we play. Gremlin remedial football. Gremlin remedial football is what we play. You know what, G-Tech, I'm going to start. Is this an inside job? Sometimes, brother, they have these plots. They have these plots where the crime doesn't get exposed until like 10, 15 years down the line. Will this be looked at as an inside job down the line? We're going to get you to get the Arsenal job so we don't have to worry about them for the next 5 or 6 years. We bought Jesus off of him, and Zinchenko gave him money to go get Holland. We went over to Chelsea, plucked all their players. We just keep buying Chelsea players. They coming in, creating chaos. That's going to be some discussions down the line. That's it. Hey, this is what I'm talking about right here. Gnashing of teeth. Right here. Right there. What that brother said right there. Gnashing of teeth. Clench fists. You're going to see a lot of that. People will be clenching their fists. And they were saying today it was bust-ups. Bust-ups at the ground. It ain't looking good, y'all. It ain't looking good. This team is hanging on for dear life. Hanging on for dear life. And for me, it's only one remedy to the sickness. Sack the manager. Needs to be sacked. Needs to be moved on. I don't care if we win the title. Needs to be moved on. Because there's no way that you can come back and replicate what we've done this year and then go in the next season and thinking that's going to change. Not changing. Not changing. Every time, it's right here, 100%. These stupid gimmicks. Every time he does something stupid, we end up looking like the fool. Every time. You notice that every time he does something stupid, we look like the fool. We look like Boo Boo the fool. I'm so mad right now, man. That performance. See, it's one thing. Like I said, when I used to coach, I used to always tell my players, coach don't have a problem if we lose. It's how we lose. Because there's gonna be some games where you just lose. The team not plays you. Or they got a player that just brings an extra panache, just something that you just really can't account for. Man, damn, he's really good. Shit, But when you watch the way we played today, they were out there playing in tutus today. They were out there playing in pink tutus. Is what they were playing in today. That's what Arsenal players were playing with. Pink tutus, champion owned by the manager. The manager's out there. There was no there was no drive. People, y'all remember going down there to Old Trafford to win the title? We need to win the title at Old Trafford. Last 5 games, Shane, everybody that's around. Y'all remember what those last 4-5 games was like? Pressure. Had to win all 3 of our games in hand. We had 3 games in hand, if I can remember correct. They had to win all 3 of them. All of them. It had to go away to Old Trafford. I wouldn't trust this manager to go to the bathroom and win something. He fucked that up too. Tutu, a pink tutu. You like the the gymnast. This manager is a certified loser. Certified, bona fide loser. The only thing that you can ask for now is a rallying cry to some of these players to usurp the manager and just do whatever you can do to try to win the game. But we're getting ready. We're getting close. Yep, Wednesday night. Will Todd. Yep, that's it. 100% there, buddy. That's what I say. Anybody that know, we know. Any of the old brigade in here know. We saw it 20 plus years ago. We were there. Coming down the stretch. We needed to win everything to get there. And win the game. This is what I said. Do you trust this manager to do that? Told you I wouldn't trust him to go to the bathroom. Because he showed you all. He's shown me. He showed you. He's shown everyone that he is a specialist in failure. Excuse me. Absolute specialist in failure. And I'm just telling everybody, this Wednesday night, it's not over with Sporting Lisbon. Fun fact. I like to play along with you all. Can anybody tell me what did Sporting Lisbon put us out at? What was it, the Europa League? What did they put us out at? Where did we play that game? Where did we play that game when they put us out that year? Does anybody remember where we played that game at? Shout out to Brother Jez. Hope you're doing well, brother. Can anybody tell me where Sporting Lisbon? Right there. Didn't take long. Right there. Sporting Lisbon put us out at the Emirates. That's the game where David Raya, I think it was Ramsdale or Raya, one of them got lobbed. I think it was Raya, not Raya, but Ramsdale, if I'm not mistaken. That tie is not over. It was Ramsdale. Yeah, it was Ramsdale. I had to think about it because I had to think about when Raya got there. Raya came on the back end. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, it's getting rough. It's getting rough. It's getting rough. Not going to do 2 hours tonight, y'all. We're going to make this one swift and hurry. I had to get on here. I just had to let off some steam because I want people to understand that you just can't keep going, just ignoring the ignorable. That's a word. You just can't keep ignoring this stuff because you keep festering. I told you this manager is like a root canal. You can get all of the pain medicine that you want to get. You can get all of the numb it up all you can until the tooth is extracted or fixed. It's going to keep coming back worse and worse and worse. This manager is a root canal. Needs to be extracted. Regardless of what happens this season. Because he's going to revert right back to type next season. And I'll say this. If we don't win the title, like I said, a 10 to 15% chance. There's a 10 to 15%. Not going to rule it out all the way, but I'm telling you it's 10 to 15% chance that we do win. If we don't win, he needs to do the honorable thing and walk away. Walk away. Hey, look, this is far as I can go. I'd have a hell of a lot of respect for him if he did that. But to sit there and say nothing's wrong when in fact he's led 4 of these collapses, come on, let's get real. He needs to walk away, or either they need to put him out sideways like they did Jazzy Jeff on Fresh Prince. Hold on, wait a second. Let me show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all better than I can tell you. Let me find it. Where is it at here? Before we get out of here. While I'm looking for this. Anybody streaming that we like, y'all? Anybody got a stream going on? Let me know. Just put it in the chat here, and we'll redirect to them. This is how Arteta needs to get put out the house. Y'all just bear with me. Let me get this set up here. This is how this manager needs to be put out of the house. Just like this right here. Just like this right here. Just like this right here. He needs to be put out. That's how he needs to get thrown out of Arsenal. Just like that. End of the season. Just like that. Right there. Right there. That's how the manager needs to be thrown out of the football club. Just like that. Right there. Sideways. Need to be shipped out. We need something fresh. Fresh ideas. Fresh ideas. One more time. Needs to be out of here. Just like that right there. Sideways. Jazzy Jeff settings. Need to be out of the door. Needs to be out of here. Enough is enough, y'all. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Let's see who we got live, y'all. Let's see who we got live here. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do so. Make sure you hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I appreciate everybody who's come in. Let me see who we got here, who we got live tonight here. Let's see. Let me get this thing here. So if I hadn't done this in a while, I do it every time. Every time. We got upwards to about around 2:30 today, man. I appreciate that, man. I thank everybody for coming in, this especially across the pond, because it's late across the pond. Let me see here. Let's see who we got here, y'all. Let's go in here. Let's go in here. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Let's get this in here. Yeah, y'all. It's getting rough, man. It's getting rough. And you start watching, you're gonna start seeing a lot of infighting. A lot of infighting is gonna be coming soon. A lot of infighting. Let's see here. We got Uncle Rod. Let's see. Let me see it. Let's see who else we got here. Not too many people alive. I'll tell you what we're gonna do here. We're gonna go over to We're gonna go over to Sarcasm City. We're gonna go over there to the brother Flawless. They're over there talking Arsenal right now. I know he's having a field day. He is having a field day with this. We're gonna send everybody over there. Go in Southern Gooner raid, and I will be back tomorrow. Well, I might be on tomorrow if I can get in time enough. I'm gonna try to hop on with brother DJB tomorrow on the Sunday sit down and talk this stuff here. Talk more of this, and then Monday, there's a chance I'll be on with the guys on Monday, and Wednesday we'll be there for Sporting Lisbon for sure. We'll be there for that, man. But ladies and gentlemen, I just want to tell you all, get yourself. You have to start getting mentally prepared. Like I said, it's a 15% chance. I want everybody to be where if we win, it goes, oh, they're pleasantly surprised. But if we don't win it, I don't want y'all to be surprised because the writing's on the wall. The writing is on the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Matt, the Southern Gooner. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Hope everyone has a great night, and we'll see you all later on this week. Peace out.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Southern Gooner here on YouTube.